Well, good day and welcome to our webinar. My name is William Dunn, and today we're going to be talking about content and commerce, a complete content solution for BigCommerce, the e-commerce platform. And I'm going to be joined today with two guests, Michael Gerard, who is the CMO of eSpirit, and David Toby, who is a sales and solution engineer for eSpirit as well. So let's go ahead and get started. A little bit about Dunn Solutions. We seek to say that we deliver velocity to business. So from our perspective, velocity is two things, speed and direction. We help you with speed by automating business processes, and we give you the direction of which way to go by using advanced analytics and data mining to help you know which direction to apply that speed. If you have both of those things, you get velocity. So I wanted to start by just talking about what we call the virtuous cycle of customer engagement, which is really a combination of three core elements. A digital commerce platform like BigCommerce, combined, we hope, with a full-fledged content management solution, which drives people to do activities on your website. From those activities, whether that's purchases or clicks or views, we create a whole bunch of data. That data can go through advanced analytics to help better segment and better target customers. Those analytics can feed into marketing automation, and marketing automation will hopefully, with the right messaging, get people to come back to your digital commerce platform. So if you execute on all three of those things properly, you can create this virtuous cycle and hopefully generate more revenue. Today, we're going to speak about the digital commerce platform, and that'll be our focus for today's webinar. So a little bit on our agenda. We're going to talk a little bit about what's missing from e-commerce, a little bit of how we can outpace the competition, and then we're going to see a demo of the FirstSpirit product. So I want to turn it over to Michael right now, and he's going to continue and tell us about a little bit about what we need from a business perspective.
Great. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. So I just shifted over the slides to our agenda slide. And as Bill just said, what I'm going to do is head of marketing for eSpirit. We're a content marketing system provider and teaming with Dunn Solutions and BigCommerce. So I wanted to start off talking a bit about what we see as missing from today's e-commerce businesses, and then some information about how to outpace your competition, and then seeing experience-driven commerce in action. And diving right in here, first thing to think about, and certainly it's difficult in today's COVID-19 environment, but as you're thinking about which stores that you've been to in the past, your favorite stores, what are your favorite stores, and what experiences do you have in those stores? And as we walk into these stores, we find that they're vibrant. There's products on the walls. There might be product information that's on the walls. There could be information to help you better use those products to help make your life better. There's inspiring things that you see on these walls. The people that are in the stores are providing education to you. They're informing you. They're getting you excited about the experience that you'll have with these products or solutions. There's a personal touch to the best stores that we go into, and certainly a sense of community in terms of interacting with the people that are behind the counter, but also the other customers in the store. And so this is our in-store experience at some of our favorite stores. And if we think about what is this like when you go to your typical online store, your e-commerce experience, and it tends to be, as you see on the screen here, it's like a warehouse. It's very one-dimensional. It's all about the product, and it's transactional. And you can see relative to how our store looked, our brick and mortar, this online experience is very impersonal. It's, hey, come buy from us. Here are our products. And it's very predictable. You may think, well, hey, Michael, that was just one example. They're not all like that. Well, so I went across the internet, and not to only pick on one company, but a lot of online stores are like this. And you need to ask yourself, are these compelling shopping experiences? And it's not that the e-commerce managers, the marketers, don't understand the importance of experience, but regardless of your commerce platform, they're great commerce platforms, these e-commerce platforms, BigCommerce, as well as others, great platforms. Their foundational elements weren't designed to deliver an experience. They were designed to manage thousands of SKUs and to help you as a vendor to sell as many products as possible. And so in order to take this to the next level, we really have to humanize the digital interactions, these interactions that buyers, our audiences have with our retail and e-commerce sites. And so as we think about, engaging with folks and inspiring them, we need to think about how we're going to inspire them, and content is a key way to do that. And content, it could be text, it could be images, it could be videos, it could be educating them, it could be inspiring them, and then getting it to any channel. And we have to think about bringing that content into the commerce environment, doing it for B2C and B2B. So in this slide here, you can see, how do we bring this content, these experiences into commerce at before, at the top of the funnel, awareness and the consideration, purchase, along the whole buyer's journey. So there's bring this content, these experiences, across different parts of the buyer's journey. There's bring it into different touch points, right? So you see in the top part, B2C, at home, someone's laptop, certainly more traditional. Digital sign could be, within the store, or somewhere certain real in person, in a street on a digital sign, where we're bridging the online and the in-person world. More so in the store and the purchase, at the point of purchase. It certainly could be at the online point of purchase. And then other touch points might be, intelligent virtual assistants. It could also be progressive web applications. It could be chatbots. It could be through email to your customers. So this is the B2C side. The B2B2C side, so also on the B2B and B2B2C side, you certainly have very similar interactions, since all of us B2B buyers are also B2C consumers. We have the same demands on the B2B side as we do on the B2C side. And so we have to think about both of these and across any channel. And I get the question a lot about, hey, Michael, B2B is different. And if you look at B2B, I brought up some data here. If you think about, let's say, US B2B transactions, almost over 50% really in 2018, this has gone higher since then, is where electronic channels impact sales. B2B e-commerce websites, marketplaces increased sales 11% in 18. And the one on the far right is most interesting. Of manufacturers, distributors, and wholesalers that do not now operate an e-commerce site, 3/4 of them plan to launch e-commerce sites in the next 2 years. Now, if you put the COVID-19, the crisis we're going through now across the entire world on top of this, there's no doubt that B2B commerce is going to accelerate in terms of A, the demand, and B, the fact that people can't necessarily be in person. And just look at the reduction in air travel as one example of that. And finally, just to put the icing on the cake here about what the experience is like online, it's not just in a B2C environment where there's this lack of experience, but it's even worse in a B2B environment. And not to pick on this lighting globes company, but just another example on the B2B side of things, it's even more transactionally oriented. So we have to think about, so this is great, Michael, but what do we do? How are we going to impact this? So we got to think about creating digital experiences when folks shop and having more dynamic digital experiences. And one example of this in your traditional e-commerce environment, once again, it's more warehouse-like, and there is some experience that's brought into e-commerce sites, but it's very, very difficult for users of e-commerce platforms without having to go to the developer teams for sometimes even the simplest content changes. Forget about adding shoppable videos, shoppable images, leveraging user-generated content. So we have to inspire folks, make it easy for the marketers, the business users, the non-technical folks to bring content, to bring experience into the e-commerce environment. We have to make it easy to personalize those experiences, and to personalize those experiences across channels, as I mentioned, into progressive web applications, digital signs, voice applications, voice platforms, which will continue to expand. And then almost most importantly here is to make sure we're fast at doing this. So for example, eSpirit bringing the hybrid headless content management capabilities coupled with BigCommerce and Dunn Solutions launching that in a rapid manner for you for e-commerce retail, B2B or B2C companies, and making sure you get time to value quickly for that. So this is what we do in cooperation, in collaboration, and integration with folks like Dunn Solutions and BigCommerce. eSpirit, we've been around for 20 years. We are a hybrid headless content management system, digital experience platform at a high level, which includes this hybrid headless content management system and personalization software. More simply, we help marketers, business users, e-commerce managers, and IT folks to create and deliver personalized content-driven commerce experiences into any channel to inspire this engagement and grow revenue. So it's really this content plus commerce edge that we bring to the table, helping you to very rapidly deploy CMS content management with your commerce platform, making it easy, empowering your business users to bring these content, these experiences to commerce environments, and bring you personalization, insight into content, what's working, what's not, this intelligence to help you drive more revenue. So I mentioned we've been doing this for 20 years. We are cited in Gartner's Magic Quadrant for web content management as an innovator. We are also cited by Forrester as an agile CMS in their most recent list that came out last quarter, as well as a leader in research and actions Magic Quadrant. Our top two segments, retail e-commerce and automotive and manufacturing. And many of our customers, all of them in the e-commerce space, and many of them even in the B2B automotive and manufacturing, are driven by commerce. And so we have very deep integrations with commerce platforms, of course, BigCommerce being one of them. All right. So at this stage, hopefully it laid a good foundation for you about why experience-driven commerce is so important, what the opportunities are for companies like eSpirit, BigCommerce with Dunn Solutions, what we bring to the table to help you. And let me hand it off now to Dave Toby on our team, and Dave is going to bring it closer to you in terms of what does this experience-driven commerce look like in action. All right. So let me hand this off to you, Dave. Oh, you got it? Great.
Yep, I have it now. Thank you, Michael. Okay, so if you see my screen, you should see exactly what Michael was referring to, an example of an online shop that is meant for that transactional experience. It's very, very effective, but it's also very boring, and it doesn't really bring anything to the experience. And if I were to click into one of these products, you'll see that that extends into that product detail page where there's only that transactional piece. There's a little bit of information available to it. And what I want to do is use this opportunity to put on my marketer or merchandiser hat, make some changes to not only this product detail page experience, but also promote that product throughout the site and other places as well. So we're going to go through a couple scenarios where we're going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. What I've done is I've already taken the liberty of logging in to our interface, so you can see that we actually provide you with a preview-based UI that allows us to make our changes directly on the site. If I want to work with one of these products, you can see I can do a direct lookup into my product catalog, and we're going to see search results over here that allow me to start blending in content with my commerce. And if I'm looking for one of these items here, for example, that one, I can hover and you can see a thumbnail of it. So I'm going to go directly to that product detail page. And when I get here, you'll see that I have some, there is some, again, this information about the product, some basic things that help out. But what I want to do is kind of make some quick changes that will make this a little more interesting, a little more valuable, turning it into something that is a resource where people can refer to as they're shopping, and they can make proper comparisons. So one of the things I can do is instantly come up here and make a quick change and say, like, this is our highest rated valve. Right, so I can quickly make a change clicking directly on the page, and I can preview that change instantly. The other thing I want to do is I want to look at the background, and I'm going to take an example of maybe I've got something already in my content repository of a nice background that might be a little more interesting or compelling or even relevant to the product. So again, it's all about merchandising the product. So here I have one here that might be a little more relevant to the topic. So I'm going to click and drag from my content repository and drop that in there. So you can see within a few clicks, I've already made a change. This page now no longer looks like every other page on the site, and I haven't even changed any of the content yet. All I've really done is changed how that experience looks to the visitor. So I can also come in here and add some additional components as well. So if I have some infographics or I've got some additional supportive information that might be interesting, all I need to do is click and drag and drop the content from here, so I can reuse content that I might have created for other purposes, and now I have an image down at the bottom. Now you can see we do have this this content here in the middle that I can click on and make some changes to. I can also open it up into a form, and on this form I can, let's say I'm going to make a quick change. I'll go ahead and delete something, or maybe I'll move this content somewhere else in the paragraph. So you can see I've got this rich text editor that allows me to make some quick changes, and then once I see that change, I'm going to once I make that change, I'm going to save it, and then you can see that it's instantly reflected in this preview. So I made some quick changes to the page. It no longer looks like it did before. Of course, I could make some additional things. I can add from a number of different preset templates that we have in here, including videos and promotions and things that I could choose from those as well to add to that experience. But what I want to do is, now that I've made some basic changes and the page basically looks a little bit different, I'm going to submit it into my workflow. And in this release workflow, I have the ability to push it to an approver or maybe an editor, or even other steps that might include translation or things like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and request release. This is going to go to the basic editor, and that workflow can be, I'm sorry, the basic approver, and that workflow can be configured to match whatever your organization requires. So you notice that now that I made that change, I just got a notification up here that says, hey, there's a change to be made, because I happen to be logged in as someone who is in that editorial group. So what I can do is, as an editor, I can say, okay, I want to go and take a look at those changes, and it will take me right to the section of the page where those changes took place. And as an approver, I can go and look at the changes side by side and decide whether or not it's something that I approve, or I can send it back and submit it back into the original author and to make some changes. If I like what I see, I can go ahead and check that release, and now this page goes live. So now that we've made some changes to the actual product page, I want to go back to another part of my site where I've created kind of a landing page of sorts for promoting this product. Now, this is the type of content that you might find spread out through your site. It might be something where you've created one landing page where we've got a number of different items. So you can see I've got a banner across the top. I've got a video in the middle. We'll address that in a moment. And then I've got this grid down at the bottom where we can put some other promotional items that will help tell the story or enhance that experience. So what I want to do first is, this says learn about, and we want to make a little more specific. So I'm going to open this up, and notice that in this banner we're also featuring some of those valves, and the one here at the top is that valve that we just modified, or the product detail page. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to change the title real quick. We're going to say, instead of learn about, we're going to say learn about valves and fittings. And now you can see, there we go. There we go. So now you can see we have some options in terms of how that's laid out. So you're not always forced to use the basic the template. So I do have some of these options here. I also have some control over where this is. So I have pinpoint control of that title object, although I want it to be far left on that banner. The other thing I want to do is I want to carve out another hotspot specifically for that product that we've been working with. So I'm going to create a link. But in order to do that, I have to go back to my product search results. So remember, I searched for the valves earlier, and this one that we've been working with is this micro valve with locking handle. And all I need to do to make it part of the page is just click and drag and drop it into here. So it's really a point and click. I don't have to go grab an embed code. I don't have to copy and paste anything, just a drag and drop, and I can drop it in there. And then once it's done, it's going to render that whole title. It's going to say learn about valves and fittings. And now I have this link here that gives me this call to action. I can add that to my shopping cart. I can go to the product detail page from here if I want to. So it really makes it easy to start building out this page and adding a little more value to the content here. We're really blending content and commerce together. Another way to do it is I want to take a video that they've created. The manufacturer's created a video about various different products that they have, and I want to include that video on the page here. So I have this placeholder video right here. I happened to be searching YouTube, and I found their channel. And here's the video that I want to work with, but instead of copying and pasting any embed code, I'm just going to grab the title just so I remember which one it is. But I'm going to come back to the site, and I'm going to open this up and search for the video from within FirstSpirit. So I'm going to remove this one. Here we go. And really, by embedding the tool directly in here, I don't have to remember any embed codes. I can just do a quick search for the video that I'm looking for, and sure enough, it comes up in the search results. So I can grab it here, and it's going to render that video player directly on the page with this video, and it's going to enhance that experience. But the other thing I want to do is make it a little more interactive. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and when it gets to that point where they feature the product, mute it for me. I think it's about 50 seconds in. So he's going to pick up that very same valve, and right here at this location, I want to create a keyframe that will feature this product. So I'll go ahead and say create a product teaser, and again, same thing I did before, drag and drop. Now it's going to take all the basic information out of the product catalog, so I don't even have to grab a graphic or a title or anything like that. I could override it if I want to, so I can specify my own title and alternate title if I needed to. In this case, I just want to choose the default information as it comes out of the product catalog. We go ahead and save that. Now you're going to see that the video is going to render. Okay. The video is going to render for me, and as it plays the video, let me go in a little bit deeper into the video. You can see that when it gets to that part of the video where he picks that up, we're going to feature that item on the far right-hand side of the video player. So he picks that up, and there it is. And again, I can add it to my cart. I can actually go to that product detail page from here. So now to finish building out the page, what I want to do is, here, let me scroll down. I'm going to fill in these other components here. Now I've got a number of different items that I can add here, including some images. So one of the things that I can do is take an image directly from my desktop and see that where it says catalog over here, I've got this image that I want to include on that image grid, and all I have to do is take it. If it's not already in my content repository, I can grab it from my desktop and then drag and drop it into that location. And it's going to upload it, put it into the right location, and then it will drop that image in here. Now I can reuse that again. I can also crop it if I want to change the cropping. So maybe alter it a little bit so that it is more exactly what I want it to display. And then I have got another one. I think I've got another one already in my content repository for the blog. Here it is down here. And again, I can just click and drag and drop it in this location. Now over here on the right-hand side, I've got a special place that I've reserved for some other types of media. Obviously, we've got the featured products. So like I've done a couple times already, I can feature my that valve product over here in this location. But another thing that we find a lot of people are doing these days are they're incorporating social media posts. So we've got some influencers out there, very big fans of our valves. And here's one that posted recently of an installation that was happening. And you can see that this influencer posted, they already have several likes here, and it's in my channel. So I can actually choose from this, and just like any other type of content, I can drag and drop and integrate it directly on the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly that. So the first thing I want to do is go back to this social media post, and all I have to do is, just like I did with the product and the image, just drag and drop into this location. Now I want to have it joined with the product, so I'm also going to go back to my product list, and here, let me do valve. And then I will choose again that same item that we've been promoting so far. I'm just going to click and drag it into that drop zone. And then I'll go ahead and save that. Now you can see that, again, without having to copy and paste anything, go grab any embed codes or anything, I'm able to incorporate the product and feature it with a social media post that's happened recently, images, and blending everything together. So I've kind of completed this page. A lot of stuff going on here, so it doesn't all have to be on one page. So these are things that you can sprinkle around the site and promote that product and other capabilities that you have here. So we've kind of built out this entire experience. Now, the whole time while I was doing this, we have this item in the middle here, this promotion, where we've got this valve installation information in an online webinar that's coming up. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my screen here, and let me close that out. And you can see that this is an item here, this valve installation item, that is laid out specifically for this space on the website. But this isn't the only place where this promotion is going to exist. I also have it on this promotions page. So you can see here it is, a valve installation item. It's promoting it for a certain date. It's an online webinar. And over here, I've got an example of what that might look like as a digital sign that might be in a store or some sort of on location. So you can see this, it's laid out a little differently. It's the same content. It's got the QR code because it's designed for someone to actually be nearby, and they can hold up their phone and they can get more information about that. So this is just another example of another channel where this content can show up. And of course, we could talk about all these different ways that you can get content from the one place. We're not just talking about creating content and enhancing that experience for the online channel. We want to make sure that we're talking about other channels as well. And I have another example of a channel where that content might show up. And this is an entirely third-party shop, which would be, for example, Amazon or any other place where your products might be sold. And you'll notice down here on Amazon, we've got this from the manufacturer section. So this product where I'm responsible for managing this content, and I'm provided with a tool where I can edit this content in here. I'm not even logged in to the CMS at the moment. What I am is I'm looking at an actual channel on the left-hand side. What I want to do is I want to make a quick change to the item and show you how this change can ripple across all of my different channels. So I'm going to change this example from valve installation to, let's say, what you need to know about valves. Sorry, there we go. And then what it's going to do is going to change it in that central location. So not only is it going to be available in this on the promotion here, but it's also going to show up in all of my various different channels. So you can see it's already updated on the Amazon channel. And if I go back to my digital sign, you can see the sign updated as well. So we're talking about now a centrally managed asset that is available on our site. And here it is again. It's available on my site. It's going to all my different channels. It could be, you name it, including conversational devices like Amazon or Google, my digital sign in my physical store, or any other channel that you might have. So what we've done is we've taken this product and a lot of its related things. We've enhanced not only the experience of that online shop, but we've also created different ways for you to promote it throughout the site and throughout all of your channels. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to, I think, Bill to share the next slide, and we can take a look at that and then wrap it up. Bill?
Yep, that's true. Let me just take back the presentation here and go ahead and show my screen. One second.
Ah, yes.
Dave, can you tell us a little bit about the technical architecture options we have?
Sure, absolutely. So a lot of the things that we just covered, we were talking about showing you the environment of editing content in a commerce environment, and of course, all of those tools are available in a BigCommerce implementation, and in the preview, as well as that. The mode where we were publishing to multiple channels, everything was very possible. We're taking advantage of a lot of the capabilities that we have in FirstSpirit, including our headless content as a service capability to render not only the content on the live site, but also to create that live preview experience. And you'll notice that wherever I was making changes, wherever it was appropriate, I was looking at a live preview of the final resulting website so that I had a true example of what that site's going to look like. We also didn't get into it too much, and Michael referred to it a little bit, was our intelligent content engine, which is a way that you can take that content and make it personalized and customizable based on AI-driven personalization. So that's another component to this. So anytime I was creating content that can also be personalized and created in a constantly testing and optimized environment that makes sure the right people are seeing the right content. And Bill, if you make one more click, the takeaway on this is, of course, that everything that you saw was designed initially for that main website, but also that everything that you're able to edit in the FirstSpirit environment is capable of being viewed in just about any channel that you can think of. So that's what the question mark represents, is that you name it. Like I mentioned, I showed you a digital sign, I showed you Amazon. We can talk about conversational devices like Alexa or whatever other, or a mobile app or whatever other channel that you have in mind.
Thanks.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Dave. So a little bit about why BigCommerce customers would need a CMS. I mean, we have a situation in which the customer expectation in the B2B world is even higher than it's ever been before. People are at home, they're shopping their B2C sites, and their expectation is that even though you may be running a B2B site, that you'll be giving them the same kind of experience that they've had on those B2B sites. So BigCommerce is a great platform for the e-commerce components and parts of the solution, but you need to pair it with a content management solution that'll also give you the best experience together with the best operational efficiency. So we believe that BigCommerce and FirstSpirit are a great pair working together. And at the end result, the experience is what translates into engagement and then ultimately revenue and retention. So to do this properly, we think you need all aspects of customer experience, both operational but also non-operational. And Mike, I think you wanted to add some points as well.
Yeah, certainly. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, so a little bit of a deep dive or closing up here on eSpirit's content management solution. So within our digital experience platform, there's this hybrid headless content management solution with our personalization capability. And like Bill said, it's the perfect marriage of the content management, the CMS, with BigCommerce, with the e-commerce platform, and Dunn Solutions deploying it. From a hybrid headless CMS perspective, there's three key areas to think about where we're helping you out, bringing you value. One's agility, second empowerment, third intelligence. So from an agility perspective, it's enabling you to get to ROI quicker, right? Reduce that time to value. So with our state-of-the-art headless content management solution, you can deploy 75% faster than others. It's this out of the box, we call it our experience accelerator, and it enables you to get up and running quickly with a content-driven, experience-driven commerce store. Some examples that come out of this are we have an out-of-the-box progressive web application, as well as other API-first integrations. So you can start off right away running with a PWA, a front end for that with its content-driven commerce, and little to no developer involvement for commerce experiences that meet market needs. And so, and this gets more to the empowerment too. Dave Toby of FirstSpirit showed you how using FirstSpirit, it makes it super easy for non-technical folks to bring content into the commerce environment, to edit it, so business users can create these content-driven commerce experiences with ease. We showed you editing content. Dave also showed you how easy it was to create shoppable videos. He used a B2B example, but certainly applies to the B2C as well. Dave also showed an example of taking user-generated content and bringing it right into your commerce section in order to create shoppable user-generated content, if you will. And also what's unique to B2B is, I don't know if you caught the subtlety of Dave showed you how you could actually manage content on any touch point. That could be onto one of your resellers or distributors' websites. It could be to a digital sign that's in store of your resellers or distributors. It could also be giving your distributors or resellers access into your content. And then you can view and edit that content in any touch point. And so these are real unique things I'm getting into about our eSpirit's content management system. And then, of course, bringing intelligence into that equation to help you make better decisions about, hey, what experiences do drive greater engagement, do drive more revenue from a commerce perspective. So ultimately, it's content plus commerce helping you to engage more and to drive more revenue with this hybrid headless CMS coupled with BigCommerce. Okay. And then finally, just to wrap things up here from an additional resources perspective, please do feel free to check out any of our webinars or white papers or ebooks that we offer. You'll get a copy of this deck after this presentation, but we've put in the tinyurl.com links so they can quickly access these, learn more about what's a hybrid headless CMS. We're sharing with you a new Gartner research report that talks about how important a hybrid headless CMS is to the future of digital experiences. There's an RFP template we've put together if you are in process now or looking at one for a CMS with commerce as well. And also in the bottom right there, didn't want to let this go by. So yes, we have worked with hundreds of companies out there, some of the largest retail e-commerce and B2B companies in the world, to help them create lifelong fans out of their customers using our hybrid headless CMS. And we are offering a free 3-month trial right now. So reach out to Pat Coyne on our team. He can give you some more information and answer any questions you have or do some deep dives as to the information we've already presented today.
Well, thanks, Michael. And as long as we're talking about offers, Dunn Solutions and BigCommerce is also offering a 3-month free trial with the platform. So if you think that the combination of BigCommerce and FirstSpirit is the right solution for you, we can combine all these offers and you can get going with a 3-month free trial on both platforms. And a lot of times, many of our customers start with a small proof of concept, and we can do that, or dive right in and try to build a complete solution. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. If you would like to get started with your B2B commerce solution using a combination of BigCommerce and FirstSpirit, please do reach out to us. My email is here, bill@dunnsolutions.com. You can also come to our website, www.dunnsolutions.com as well, and learn more about what we can do for you. I appreciate your time today, and I hope to hear from you as you go on your e-commerce journey. Thank you so much.